If you want to get in the best shape of your life and build real discipline, join us every morning. We're going to prime our minds, warm up our bodies, get a good solid EMOM this morning of some hang power snatches and double unders. And I've got scaling options for everybody. And then we're going to get some opportunity work. And if you do this every day with us, your life will change. First thing, let's prime our minds. Let's go. So what you're going to do is find yourself a little bit of space where you can sit down, what we call our paleo squat. Feet go underneath the hips. If you feel like you're going to fall backwards, grab yourself a counterbalance to hold out in front. And we're going to be here for about 2 minutes where we're going to open our minds and open our hips. So we're going to go with what we call a box breath, a 4-second inhale, 4-second pause at the top, 4-second exhale, and a 4-second pause at the bottom while we go through what we call our mental reps. So go ahead and we'll start with an inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I am responsible. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I will make time between stimulus and my response. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I have all I need to succeed today, and I will focus on progress over perfection. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I choose gratitude. Inhale. All right. So we start by priming our thoughts, and then we get to move on our body here a little bit. So first thing we're going to do, as we do every morning, is just get up off the floor. We've gotten up out of bed. We're going to go 2 minutes of burpees here. So just getting yourself down on the floor and then getting yourself back up, just in celebration of the fact that you have gotten up nice and early to do something for yourself. You can walk yourself down, lay it down, walk yourself back up. Celebrate at the top the fact that you were able to do so at 5 a.m. And just think about slowly picking up the pace as you go. Just warming it up, getting the blood flowing, lubricating the joints. Good morning, team. How we doing? I see Talia, Meredith, Jody, and I'm pretty sure our first comment, I don't know if he's still there, but Job was there this morning. Job, you still with us? You joining us today? And is this your first workout back? So we'll just move through 2 minutes here. Nice and easy. Pick up the pace if you want throughout. And then we'll get to the rest of our general warm-up. And today we've got a nice little EMOM of some hang power snatches, which I'll have many options for. If you've got, a barbell or a dumbbell or a kettlebell or a can of soup, everything is good. And then some, what we're going to call double unders. But I'm going to have lots of options for that because I don't actually have a skipping rope in here. So don't worry if you don't have a rope or you don't maybe have the space for skipping. Good morning, Jason. How's everybody feeling today? How are the legs from Sunday? Feeling better or tighter than yesterday? Another 15 seconds. And then after our workout, we've got our single leg work. We'll do a little bit of balance, maybe a little hopping, maybe a little squatting, just depending on how your legs are feeling. You can choose options for yourself. All right. Maple, don't destroy. No. Sorry, time out for the dog here. We've got a bag of clothes to donate there, and she's trying to get in it. All right, so we'll start with just our knee raises. Starting to warm up the hip flexors a little bit. Aiming to keep that standing leg straight. Pull the knee right to the chest. Okay. No sound issues or anything this morning. Don't you mess around, Maple. I'm gonna play. Go ahead and switch sides if you haven't. Good morning, Chi. How we doing today? You guys should be so proud of yourselves. Definitely give yourself a pat on the back for being here this early. Start your day with a positive start, positive movement. From there, we'll go good mornings. So feet are underneath the hips, sending the hips back, feeling the hamstrings, the bottom, and then squeeze the glutes to the top. Let's see if I can see these. Oh, good morning. That's all. A can of soup is good for a workout, yeah. Nine clear. Yaroslav, good morning. And good morning to your mom, Yaroslav. I don't know her name, but she's joining us from the Ukraine. That is so cool. I know she generally watches the replay, but good morning. Okay, from there, hi Doug. We'll go on to a single leg, and we're just gonna drop and raise Maple. She's gonna try to knock me over. The non-standing hip. So push into the floor, raise that hip, relax, drop down. Maple, this is so much harder with you here. All over the place, that dog. Maybe 10 per side here. You're gonna start to feel a burn in the side of the hip there. That's what we're aiming for. Relax down, press up high, switch sides. If you've got one side, well, you probably do, but if you know the side that is weaker, spend more time there. Get some extra reps on the weaker side. Start working on balancing that out. A few more there, and then we'll get into our reverse lunge. Okay, so you should take a big old step back. Let that back knee kiss the ground, and ideally in that position, the front shin is nice and vertical. Torso is tall, and then we're driving through both feet. Stand it back up. Good morning, equipment. How you doing this morning? Legs are still a little sore from Sunday, but this is definitely the way to make them feel better instead of, sitting around and waiting for them to start feeling better. Get the blood flowing. Move it or lose it, right? The more you don't move, the more stiff you're gonna get. All right, we'll go thoracic spine rotations here. Wife showed me an Instagram short with chickens. What do you mean? We have chickens, if that's what you're talking about. All right, go ahead and take one hand off the ground. You're gonna slide it in between the knees and the other hand. If you can take the shoulder to the floor, great. If not, as far as you can. And then we're rotating the top. Chicken 1, I'm into CrossFit. Chicken 2 says, what's CrossFit? Assuming there is a follow-up here. Probably should have waited till the whole joke was there before it started. One more here, and then we'll switch sides. Take that shoulder to the floor, press in with the other hand as well. Get a little more stretch. Chicken one, cross my fingers and hope my clothes fit. Right. Makes sense. Two more here. Alright, and then come on up. We'll get to our first set of air squats. The feet underneath the shoulders. Maybe a slight turn out of the toes. And then hips come back and down until the hips are below the knees, ideally. Chest is nice and upright as opposed to getting soft and relaxed like our paleo chair. Nice and active. Stand it up tall. Squeeze the hips to the top. Let's get a few there, and then we'll get into a second round here. Talia, you saying you're at the gym this morning? What kind of gym is that? What kind of facilities and amenities and whatnot do they have? What kind of gear? All right, one more round. So we'll get the hip flexion with a turn here. That's a new name. Arthur Perez. Chicken 3, functional movements executed across broad time and modal domains. Chicken 3's been studying. I like it. Arthur, you working out with us? It's my first time seeing your name on here. Tell us about yours. Equipment, you just have 2 accounts. I'm gonna do halos today. Let's see what's on Adam's list. We've got hang power snatches and double unders. I'm gonna just do hops over the bar since I don't have a rope or space in here. And then we've got some single leg opportunity work afterwards, which is pretty fun. I think I already did the other side here. Okay, we're gonna go single staggered good morning here. So you're gonna line up the toes of one foot with the heel with the other. Send the hips back. Feel some hamstring tension. Squeeze the butt at the top. Basically a single leg. I'm making coffee and getting ready to go coach the 5 and 6 a.m. 5 and 6 a.m. So Arthur, what, are you Central Time Zone? Chickens that clever to serve long lives. I agree. I'm trying to teach my chickens about CrossFit, but they're not super smart. Arthur, I'm happy I'm not the only one awake at 4 a.m. You are. We're in Eastern Standard. We're 5:12 right now. You are even more hardcore than us, Arthur. I love it. Whereabouts are you joining us from this morning? I'm assuming in the States, but whereabouts? All right, from there, we're going to just do our single leg good mornings. Texas, amazing. Well, good morning. You are nice and hardcore. So we're just going to hinge at the hip here on a single leg. If you can take it down to the floor, kind of like a golfer's deadlift, go with that. And if you can keep that opposite foot off the ground the whole time, even better. Might as well add some balance in there. Kind of the theme of our day after the EMOM. All about balance and stability on a single leg. Go ahead and switch sides if you haven't. Kettlebell halos. Yeah, Jody, I can demo that if you need after. I did pullovers yesterday trying to get that muscle up, and my torso is not happy. Equipment, are you doing any kind of muscle up transition work, like low ring transitions? For the muscle up, that is, obviously. All right, from there, we'll get into our Spider-Man lunge. So go ahead and start in a plank position. Take one foot outside the hands. And you can think about sending the knee forward and then back. Getting a little hip flexor on the back leg, a little hamstring on the front. You can go side to side. Oh, A little bit of groin in there. Jody says, I was up at 4 a.m. trying to sleep. Uh-oh. Do you wake up a little early, Jody? I feel like I wake up 10 minutes or so before my alarm. I go and pee, and then I come back to bed, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some more sleep here, and then 2 minutes later, the alarm goes off. But it's okay. Was in bed before 9 last night. Arthur, how did you find us? What source did you find us through? Curious to see where my efforts are being successful. Oh, jeez. How's everybody else feeling this morning? Meredith, how's the body feeling? How you doing? Jason, Yaroslav, curious to hear about your legs. Jason generally disappears in the chat a little bit. Hopefully you're not going back to bed, Jason. Oh, okay. Last one here, and then we'll hop back up for our second set of air squats. There we go. There's Job. Good morning, sir. Pretty sure everybody here knows who you are, so that's Job joining us in the comments, the guy that did 2,000 burpee pull-ups last week. Is this your first workout back, Job? All right, second set of air squats before we get into our explanation of the workout today. So remember, hips back and down at about shoulder width, torso nice and tall, and then drive through the floor, squeeze the butt at the top. You can think about pressing the ground apart or spreading the ground as you drive away from the floor, trying to rip the floor apart with your feet, creating a little bit of torque there. All right. Let's talk about this now. I feel great doing these snatch stretches with you in the morning. I definitely recognize I have some weak areas that are affecting my balance that I'm going to be working along with you. Yes, Meredith. Haven't reached any negatives, but I don't think rings will be in my horizon anytime soon, just bars. Equipment. I actually learned a ring muscle up much easier than a bar muscle up. To be honest, I think it's an easier movement getting through the rings as opposed to getting over top of the bar. Arthur, I watch motivational videos on YouTube in the morning to get me primed, and you came across my recommendations. You were live, so I jumped in last week. Glad to be here. That's awesome. Thanks, Arthur. Second, did class yesterday? Awesome. Joe. Jason's low-key because he doesn't want to delete comments. Amelie, good morning. Equipment says, Job, inspirational. Yaroslav, hi, Job. Amelie, hi, Equipment. All right. Let's talk about our EMOM this morning. So, probably going to have to switch the hat around, but let's talk about our demo here. So first movement there, hang power snatch. And this is accessible for anybody as long as you have a stick or arms. You can literally do this with just your arms. But in its simplest form, you're going to take the bar with a nice wide grip. Call this a snatch grip. Wide enough that basically the bar sits in your hip crease. And if you're to bend the knees, it doesn't push the arms up, doesn't push the bar up. So nice wide grip on there. And then simplest form, you're going to hinge at the hip, keeping that bar in, jump, and catch with it overhead. Let's go ahead and take just a quick warm up here. So if you've got your stick or your bar, let's go ahead and get some presses or push presses, dip, drive, press. Let's just get a few to warm up the shoulders, warm up that overhead position a little bit. Just with a dip, drive, press. You can do this with your barbell, with a dumbbell, or with this stick. So, simplest form, right in the hip, dip, jump, catch. We're looking at straight arms in the catch, bent knees, and then stand it up. That's your hang power snatch. If you want to add a little more bar speed to it, and you've done this before, you can take it down the thighs to the knee. Think about passing back through vertical, jump, catch, receive, and stand. If you don't have a barbell, but you want to have a little bit of weight on this, you could grab a dumbbell or a kettlebell, and all we're looking at is take that between the legs, hinge at the hip, jump, catch. You could do it without landing with the knees bent. You could do a hang muscle snatch. Switch hands, just hinge, squeeze the butt, drive and pull. So this could be a dumbbell, a kettlebell, a can of soup, whatever you want. Or if you're thinking about, hey, I want to learn this movement a little bit more like it would be with a barbell, a stick is a great option. As much as it seems light, you can get good technique work done with one of these. So once again, if you're brand new to this, bar in the hip crease, press the hips back, keeping the bar in the hip crease, jump, catch with straight arms, bent knees, and then stand it up. You're thinking about driving the bar up, and then once you're done with that, you're pulling yourself underneath to receive and then stand. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or need some modifications for that. Our second movement is a double under, and I'm doing bunny ears here because I'm not doing double unders. But if you have a skipping rope, the double under is 1 jump and 2 rotations. If you've got that, that's a great option for today. If not, and you have a rope, you could do single under, so 1 jump, 1 rotation. And if you have no rope, what I'm gonna do is jump over my bar. So I'm just gonna do a lateral hop over the barbell. And if you're not using a barbell, you could just choose a line on your floor or your dumbbell, or I was gonna say your dog, but my dog would definitely stand up and I would trip over her, so don't do that if your dog is highly energetic and obnoxious. So we're warming up 2 movements here, the hang power snatch and your double unders. And in our kind of regular format here, we're gonna go every minute on the minute, alternating those 2 movements. And you wanna work for 20 to 40 seconds. So you can use this opportunity to go heavier on the hang power snatch, do 3 to 5 reps. And then the alternate minutes, 20, 30 seconds of double unders or more if you want to get a little more cardio response. So we're gonna get that warmed up. During that time, any questions you have or modifications, whatever you need, let me know in the comments. If you're all ready, hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, put a comment on well, we're already on here, but let's warm it up. Stop. All right, I was gonna turn that around. Time out. Okay, that's better. Let's go. Job, are you at the gym or do you have gear at home? Take your time, get some weight on there, do some warm-up sets if you are doing so. I don't know if this is too big a jump. Do an in-between set here real quick. Take your time, don't rush into it. More so just because I'm taking time here. Good old Maple. Vicky, good morning. We're just warming up, Vicky. You can still join us. Yeah, Meredith says smash that like button. I appreciate it. Her thumbs up. Another 90 seconds, let's say. One more weight after this, I think. Almost there. Have a little bit of weight set up if you want to maybe go up during this. If so, you could always, if you're feeling like halfway through it's too easy, you could always just add more reps. Make it a little bit more a little more high intensity, a little more cardio. All right, you've got the option on the hang power snatches to make it more skill or more conditioning, depending on how many reps you choose to go with. Okay. Let's put 5s on there too. We're close. Patience, patience. Keep warming up. Get a few more warm-up reps in. Test out your skipping. Test out your hopping, if that's what you're doing. Up here. Let me know what options you guys are using. Okay. 2 warm-up reps in. I think that's close to where I'm gonna go. So start thinking about your options here. My goal is always to maintain reps, if not increase throughout. So I think I'm gonna go maybe 5 reps on the hang power snatch, and then maybe 20 or so on the hops. If you've got a rope and you're gonna do double unders and you're pretty efficient, you could probably do 30 or 40, maybe even 50. I'm probably gonna go with 20 hops. Just choose some options that are gonna be about 20, 30 seconds. And if you find by halfway through this you're not breathing hard, then turn it up a little bit. All right, let's see here. Job, got a small gym at home, awesome. Jody, I have just enough height for dubs. Are you going to the garage for that, Jody? Exercise, whoa, viewers jumped from 11 to 16. Good morning, team. We're all there. We got 16, 14. Hit that like button, team. That's pretty big for us. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Next step, workout. So once again, you can go for your hang power snatches. You go with a stick. You can go with the dumbbell. You can go with a barbell. And then for the alternating movements, you can skip. If you want, another option for the skipping, if you don't have a rope and you don't want to jump over something, is just to jump and tap. While you're in the air, tap your thighs, or make it even more challenging with kind of a double under variation where you jump and tap twice per jump. So that's going to start building the coordination for that movement as well, if you want to do that one. I feel like I'm going to end up landing on this dog, but so be it. All right, so we're going 10 sets. All right. Every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. Alternating movements. We'll start with the hang power snatch. Let's do this. Let's crank tunes a little bit. Ready, team? Oh, Meredith's heading out. All right. Have a great day, Meredith. Make sure you get that workout in after. All right. Let's do this, team. 10 seconds. Hang power snatches first. I'm gonna go 5. You could do more or less depending on what load you choose. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Maple, leave it. That's gonna roll. Stop licking it, please. All right, first set down. Maple, go. Yeah, Vicky, join in. I'm gonna land on you, dog, if you stay there. 20 seconds. Don't worry, it'll turn up here. You're feeling like that was easy. 3, not 2. I got excited. 10 seconds. Maple, please stop. Please stop. 3, 2, 1, go. Dang, that's 20. Like 15 seconds. Maybe I should go slower. 25. Go. Maybe 25 is the number. One round down. 4 to go. I want to know which options we're doing. 10 seconds. Go. Maple. 5. No. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good job so far, team. Yeah, Maple is all over the chalk here. You got it. I don't know. Jeez, Maple. 30 seconds. You're just taking off all the chalk that I'm putting on there. Play with your toy here. This is decent. 10. Maple, go. 5, 3, 2, 1. That's 30. Those are fast, but jacks it up. 30 seconds. It's okay if you only work for 20. Intensity. Ten. 3, 2, 1. Snatch. Amelie, I have a busted knee and can't jump anymore. Amelie, you could just go step over. All good, as long as you're moving, traveling, all good. You could even just, you could go up and down a step, whatever works. Maple gets the runs later. It'd be because of a slight magnesium overdose. 5, 3, 2, 1. Snatch. Where's that wrong? 6? I'm on the wrong one, aren't I? Hops. Woo! Oh man. Yeah, Maple eats lots of stuff. I wouldn't be too worried about that. Bones and poop, all kinds of stuff. 10 seconds. Back to snatch. If I didn't screw that up. 3, 2, 1. 3 more sets. Breathe in. Good job so far, team. Got visions in my head, like memories after death, to be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living 10 seconds. I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as 5, 3, go Mabel, 2, 1. It's 35. One more set of each, team. Great work so far. Let's go, Job. Thanks, dude. You probably got at least 135 on this bar. What are you doing? Last set of snatches. 3, 2, 1. Go. One more set of hops or dubs. $15, 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Last one. That's 40. Whoa. There's 50. 10 seconds. Finish them up. 3, 2, 1. Good job, team. Great work. Let me know how it went. What options did you do? What weight? Did you skip? Did you jump? How many reps? Too easy? Hard? How was it? Anything surprising there? So don't run off. We're gonna do our opportunity work in just a couple minutes. We'll take a minute or two to breathe, tidy up a little bit, and then we're gonna hang out on one foot for a bit. 10 minutes of single leg work, alternating legs. I think I overestimated my skill this morning by bringing out these heavier weights. Better be prepared, right? Fantastic. Okay, so let's talk. We'll switch that screen over. Talk about our opportunity work. So I'm thinking about doing the same thing that we did last week for this one, but you can switch it up and try something different if you want. But I'll explain kind of what we'll do, at least what we did last week. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna go 10 minutes, and sweaty here. What I'm gonna do is the first 2, 6, yeah. So the first 2 minutes, we're just gonna stand on one foot. So 1 minute on the right leg, 1 minute on the left leg, and then minute 3, 4, 5, and 6, we're gonna hop. So just, all right, there are the legs from Sunday. Holy, we'll just hop on one foot. You could set up a little bumper plate if you want, hop on that thing, but 1 minute right leg, 1 minute left leg, and we're gonna do that twice. So stand, stand, hop, 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 and then we got 4 sets left. And I was thinking about pistols, but you know what I might do? I might just sit to a chair. So a pistol, you know what? I'll do pistols, forget it. But let me give you an option here. Still here, still here. Ooh, that's warm. So on minute 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, we're gonna do some single leg squats. If a full pistol is not within your capacity right now, use a chair. So take one foot out in front, sit back and down until you touch that chair, and then stand up on that standing leg again. Great option. If that's not accessible, you could even just go feet together, down and up. But ideally, single leg is the goal here. So 2 minutes of standing, 4 minutes of hopping, and then 4 minutes of single leg squats. Let's just see this real quick. Bella bar loaded to 55, knuckles and eyes forward, excellent snatches, great job. Job says 45-pound bar, no weight, 10 reps, jump over bar 30 reps, perfect. It's not about jamming on weight, but for me, just showing up and making this consistent work, hell yeah. Good job, Job. Especially coming back after all that, you gotta ease back in. Give your body a little bit of grace. All right, so let's get back on this. As I said, we're gonna go 1 minute, just balance per side, hopping, 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 4 minutes of hop, and then 4 minutes of squat, with the goal being stand on that single leg the whole time without putting the other foot down. So, let's do it. Is this the same song we just did? I don't know. Whatever. That baseboard heater is burning off dust. It smells like fire in here. Okay, interval. Same format. Ready? Let's do this. 10 seconds. So you're just starting standing on one foot. Choose the foot you want to start on. 3, 2, 1. Just gonna hang out here on the right foot to start. Just chilling. You will notice that even just standing here for a minute, it'll start to turn on that hip. Somebody coming in might be like, this is not a workout. What are these guys doing? Likely you'll start to feel the small muscles in your foot start to turn on. The hip will start to turn on. Just wait for the hops if you've never done this before. Equipment. The song has emotional attachments for me. Almost Pavlovian. I like it. If you haven't tried this single leg work before with us, give it a go. Even just standing here is starting to light me up a little bit. 15. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. essentially the theme song of the 5 a.m. Squat Club. It kind of is, right? Arthur, balance is the key for longevity. I love it. I love that you're still here with us, dude. Give this a go, man. It gets a little bit harder as we go, but it's pretty fun. Another 45 on the left. This is one of those things, like, it's not going to beat you up, but it makes you feel accomplished either way, even though you haven't, lifted anything heavy. Right? Our feet are the base of everything, and if we don't strengthen our feet and then the upstream pieces of that, then we're definitely setting ourselves up for issues in the future. 15 seconds. We're gonna go back to the other foot and hop. And you don't need to bounce. If you can, feel free. Otherwise, just hop, reset, just try not to put the other foot on the floor. 3, 2, 1, switch sides. So it can be, slow, steady, or if you want, you could pogo, but doing that for a minute straight is probably unrealistic, at least for me. So I'm gonna do mainly something that looks like this. Looks a little bit funny to watch, but feels very real. You'll notice that your foot won't roll, right? You'll maintain an arch this whole time because it's very hard to stand on one foot that's rolled in. That's halfway. Oh, it's burning already. You can hop around your room. Oh, that's way worse. 20 seconds. That might be a good idea for the next round. 10 seconds. Calf, the hip, burn in 3, 2, 1, switch sides. We will have one more set per side on the hop, and then 2 sets per side of a pistol squat. $30. Keep it up. If you want, you could skip on one foot. That'd probably be rough. 10. Remember, we're gonna go one more time per side like this before the squats. 3, 2, 1, switch. See how long I can hop for. Whoa. $30 seconds. Think about spreading those toes. Oh. 20. Oh my God. It looks easy, but that's no joke. 5, 3, 2, 1. Switch it up. Last set of hops. And then next minute it'll be squats. What I'll probably do is aim to do a squat every 10 seconds while staying on that standing foot the rest of the time. Once again, if you need a chair or a box, use that. 30 seconds. Oh. Oh. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Maybe better than me. Burning. 5, 3, 2, 1. All right. we're gonna aim to go every 10 seconds here for a squat. Probably should have gone on the first one and squat. Ooh. Try to keep that opposite foot off the ground. Once again, go to a chair if you need. And squat. Think about pushing the knee outwards when you squat, or even even turning towards that standing leg to keep the knee tracking. Oh, squat. Ooh. Holy. 3, 2, 1, squat. And then we'll switch sides here. And 5, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Wow. We'll squat on the 10. Holy hip. 3, 2, 1. Squat. 3, 2, 1. Little pop there. Nice noise. 3, 2, 1. Oh, no pop on that one. Nice. Winning. Killing it, team. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Squat. One more here before we switch. 3, 2, 1. And then we're gonna switch sides in 5. One more set each. 3, 2, 1. We got it, team. Almost there. Hang out on that foot. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. You'll notice one side's probably not as good as the other. Feel free to get more on the bad side. 2, 1. Good job, team. We're almost there. 5, 3, 2, 1. Squat. Good job. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Squat. One more on this side. Last squat on this side coming up. 3, 2, 1. Last squat there. Okay, switch sides for the last set. 3, 2, 1. All right, last set here, last leg. 3, 2, 1. Crap there. 5, 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Good job, team. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Squat. 2 more. 5, 3, 2, 1. Squat. Last one coming up. 3, 2, 1. Stay there till the time's up. 5, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Woo. Dang, that's no joke. Great job, team. Oh man. Great work. Jabes, good morning, buddy. I'm doing very well. How are you? Talia, excellent job. Let me know how that was, team. We're gonna get in a little stretch here. If you've done that before, did it feel better today? If you've never done that before, how was it? All right, we're gonna get in a calf stretch here. Maple, stop. So, what we're thinking, doggy, is just, I'll give you another one in a sec here. I'll get closer. So all I wanna do, we're just gonna get a calf stretch to start. So Plant the foot. Let that knee come forward. This one here. Trying to close up that angle. You could do this from a hinged over position as well. Although you're going to get more calf when you set the hips up. You'll get a little more hamstring there as well. But let's just hang out for a minute or so in there. You could, actually, let's do this. This is probably better. Put the foot up the wall. So we're going with this front foot. And then think about just bringing your leg closer to the wall. We're working on the front leg here, by the way. So just breathing into that. Let's get at least 10 long, deep breaths into that calf. Slow it down. Give yourself another pat on the back for getting through that before 6 o'clock. Come on. Great job, guys. Think about what most other people are doing right now, and you've gotten such a jump on your day. The day hasn't even started for most, and you've been so productive already. Just think about how productive and how effective that day can be now. Eat the dug. Okay, let's go ahead and switch legs. Get the other foot up the wall. Try to spread the toes. No, Maple, you're not helping. And then thinking about bringing that knee towards the wall. Got a couple farm clips for you afterwards. Once we get out of this stretch, we'll do one more stretch. Do a couple little farm clips before we do our most important work for the day. Our work towards our goals. Hey, Maple Dog. Hi. Hi. Hey. Hopefully you've got a stretching buddy here who's making everything so much easier. Hey? Hey, stretching buddy. You're a good stretcher, buddy. You're a good cuddle dog. You're a good cuddle dog. Are you calming down a little bit? Okay, off the wall. Off the wall. All right, let's come out of there, and we'll do a little hip opener here as well. So nice and simple. Sitting with both legs out in front, go ahead and cross one leg over. I know we do this one a lot, but oh my God, just the pressure on my quad is really unpleasant. Oh well. Jabes. Adam always in black shorts. Those are pretty black. I'm wearing gray shorts now. Nice, Jabes. I don't even need to imagine what that looks like. I know exactly what it looks like. I can check your videos. If you guys want to know what Jabes looks like in his gray shorts, go check out his channel. Jody, I used the balance board, rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6, then one-legged pistols, 5, 3 each leg, round squat to my ottoman. Nice. Great morning work. I want to do some more snatching for sure. Are you going to do more snatches now, Jody? Friday's weightlifting day is going to be snatches as well. They're just going to be snatches from the ground, full snatches, 3 every 90 seconds or so. Maple wants to add some isometric grip training. She sure does. She sure does. You'll notice that I'll basically end up in this tug position for most of the rest of our chat here. Jobs, we're both shirtless in shorts and barefoot. There you go. Did you just finish your workout, Jabes? 2 guys being shirtless. Jabes, we should do a collaboration sometime where we just sit around and it's just called 2 guys being shirtless. Nobody would watch it, but who knows? Jody says, oh, then I will wait. I mean, you probably won't. You'll probably get some more snatches in this week, won't you, Jody? Jody is the inspiration. She definitely keeps going. This is generally just your warm-up, and then you do some extra work afterwards. Good morning, Tasharia. You guys need to go back and check yesterday's live. Tasharia did some handstand work. Jacked me right up. Let me just switch legs here if you haven't. If you haven't seen any of Tasharia's journey, This is definitely something you want to check out. And yesterday, you know, like Tashari, I'm assuming it's been a while since you've done a handstand. And, you know, I know that on these sessions I've been, you know, doing my best to try to convince you guys to get outside your comfort zone, try something new, join in with us, you know that it's scalable to any level. And then, so to see Tasharia jumping into her handstands yesterday was like just exactly what I'm hoping for, right? That we understand that, you know, this thing that we're doing here is, yes, it can be considered, you know, elite fitness. Where are we at here? But at the same time, it's accessible to anybody if you scale appropriately and move at your level, right? As I was saying today with the barbell snatch, like that can be a complicated movement, but start it with a broomstick or a PVC pipe or a soup can, and all of the things can be lowered. Or you know, you could call a pistol squat a high skill complex movement, but if you do it to a chair, you know, much more accessible to anybody. So just finding the, you know, the level that you're at and then progressing from there is going to allow you to get to any fitness level that you want, as long as you're consistent with it and making sure that, you know, you're taking steps to move forward, you know, and getting uncomfortable. So Tasharia, props to you. That was incredible. And I hope, you know, I hope you keep trying new things on Tuesdays, but also I know that wasn't even on Tuesday, but did you keep, you know, progressing with that? And, you know, as you were saying, maybe take that to a handstand push-up eventually. I love it. I love it. All right. While we're finishing up our stretches, we'll do a couple clips here. Yeah, definitely 20, 30 years ago, I believe. That's awesome. It's just like, you know, you get people that come into the gym and you hand them a jump rope and you're like, hey, when was the last time you skipped? And they're like, when I was 7. But it's so cool to get back to practicing some of those skills that when we were young, we had no fear of, and that, you know, came to us so easily and we just jumped into. But as we get older, we become fearful, right? We lose confidence in our abilities to just try new things and do it. So I love seeing that. All right, we're just gonna finish in just a straight leg sit. You can think about pulling the chest up, and we'll check out, we'll see what we got here this morning. Aha. So all of the sheep are now together in this, what we call our training pen, and they're being fed hay. And realistically, they're just going to be there until December 6th. And then we'll separate everybody else back out. But, you know, if you look closely enough, you can see some boys chasing some girls. There's a big red boy on the left there who's boxing out. He's blocking out another ram. He's saying, nope, this one's mine. I actually saw him breed that one sheep yesterday. There's one on the right chasing around. And this is cool, actually. You can see on the right there the llama. And Talia, if you're still there, remember yesterday we were talking about those weeds. And once again, like, what is a weed, right? A weed is a subjectively undesirable plant. But we were talking about the burdock burrs, and that llama is straight up going to town. He is eating those burrs right off of that plant, which I didn't know was a thing. He's also covered in them, which kind of sucks, but he is definitely eating those burdock burrs. So, you never know what exactly a weed is, right? That's definitely something that we don't love on our property, but right now it is providing nutrition for that critter. So, you know, sometimes changing our perspective on what is desirable or non-desirable based on our context, I think oftentimes we'll be like, oh, I don't want that weed in my lawn. I mean, you know, a lawn is a pretty unnatural thing. You know, we're trying to get the same thing all over the whole yard, which is very unnatural anyways, but super neat to think that, like, hey, that stuff that you think is a weed or an undesirable could be quality nutrition for livestock or, you know, in this case, guardian animals. All right, and then we got one more. Oh, she's upside down. Pretty impressive how I can put that cow upside down. Why can't I turn this? Interesting. Weird. Okay, just, I'm not sure why that's upside down. I don't seem to be able to change it either. Well, we're watching it upside down. There's Cece getting her pet. I went over and tried to roll this hay bale, tried to dump it over, but it didn't work. So there the cow is upside down. I don't really know why I can't flip that. I should be able to. It's not giving me the option. Oh, here we go. There we go. A little late, but there are the cows. Good morning, cows. I mean, the burdock, is that the same burdock root that Asians eat? I don't know. I am unfamiliar with that. It's definitely possible. The root, it's a pretty deep root. I know that it definitely is, helpful if you've got compacted soil. It helps break up the soil. And look at that happy cow. And just, what am I trying to say here? Breaks up the soil. Oh, it also just, if you've got bare soil, it's kind of one of the first plants that comes in and produces what's the friggin' word I'm looking for? Provides cover for the soil. Sorry. All right, so CC head scratch, Maple, don't jump on there, please. Let's see. Anti-gravity cows. Yeah, they were flying. They're pretty light. Jabe says, you're looking at the sheep and a black goat. We definitely don't have any goats. So unless you meant these cows, we have sheep, cows, and those 2 llamas. Talia says, yes, I agree. A lot of weeds people take out are actually medicinal. Yeah, I think realistically everything has a purpose. We just trying to categorize them into things that we like and things that we don't, even though the things that we don't probably have a strong purpose that we're unaware of because we're a little disconnected. All right, so there are the critters. And let's just, we'll start wrapping it up here. Every day we talk about after we get our mindset primed and we fire up the bodies and we get everything flowing and our chemistry changed for the day, that it's the perfect opportunity to sit down and do your most important work. And what does that mean? It is the task that if you do it every day, you get to whatever goal you're aiming for. So it doesn't matter what your dream is, what your ideal life looks like. It's achievable if you take the steps, right? I don't know if he's still here, but most people would look at the idea of doing 2,000 burpee pull-ups and say that's unrealistic. I can't do that. But if you were to take that goal and break it down into what is the step that I need to do every day for the next X amount of time to be able to do that thing, you would be able to do it, right? Job showed us exactly that if you put in the work, say, hey, I'm going to do an hour of this every day for the first month, and then I'm going to do 2 hours a day for the next month, and then so on and so forth. You create that incremental movement, that goal becomes achievable. And that's a specific example, right? If you don't have something that you're working to that necessarily requires, 12 hours of work in a row, you never have to increase the amount of work you're doing. You can keep it to 1 hour a day because you're going to get better and better at that task. You're going to become more aware of what the specific piece is that you need to do over and over again. And that thing is going to add up, right? So, if I want to learn how to read Cantonese, I'm going to put in an hour a day, and over time that's going to build up and I'm going to get better and better at it. Whatever the skill or dream or goal is that you have, it is realistic. It just takes consistency. I think, as I say every day, Alex Hormozy has a great quote, and I'm going to paraphrase it, that if you do, if you do the same thing, if you work on something for 5 years, you're going to be the best in the world. You're going to be top 1% because most people quit before they make progress, before they get anywhere. So define your goals. Step 1, where do you want to be? What do you want your life to look like? And what do you not want it to look like? And then what is the step that I can do every day that's going to take me there? And in 1, 3, 5 years, your life will be different, guaranteed, if you do that step consistently. So I love it. Let's see, Jody, the tip you shared here at 5 a.m. for people who can't do a full pistol squat has been really eye-opening for me. I've never had a coach suggest doing them to a box. I love that movement. Yeah, it's, it's one that we talk about at the gym a little bit, and I'll say, hey, like this movement is, do you need it? There's a higher risk reward ratio, especially, if you're pushing the range of motion in an uncontrolled way, right? You'll see people that'll do it and the knee falls inside the foot. And like, yeah, if you're doing a lot of those over time, it's going to be tough on your knees and your hips for sure. But if you're bringing that range of motion down to a place where you can control it, there's huge value in working on a single leg, right? It'll help with start working on our imbalances, because we are not balanced. Most of us are all twisted. And, the more double leg work we do, the more we can kind of maintain that imbalance without rectifying it. So a little bit of single leg work is great. And I mean, realistically, you watch some of the calisthenics channels out there, and you can build massive strength without any external load if you can get some pistols down. So pretty cool stuff. Job says, still here, one day at a time and committing to something challenging. You got it. Yeah, and I think that's an important point to make, that a lot of us don't set goals. And not even like big goals. One thing we talk about at the gym is that, sign up for a competition every once in a while. And it's not about, you going and competing. It's not about you going and winning. It's about having something to work towards so that your training has purpose. If you're getting up here at 5 a.m. and you're joining us, you have enough of a why that you're making it happen, right? Most people, if you didn't have a strong why, like this is a pretty challenging thing to get up for. So, you've already got something that you're working towards. You get it. Where was I there? Committing something. Yes. But the idea of signing up for something or working towards something is the best way to keep you on track and make sure that you're not just going through the motions, right? We notice that when people at the gym sign up for some sort of competition, they take their training more seriously, they're more consistent, and they get better results. So that's a great point, Job, is have something to work towards, whether it's fitness-wise or in your life, and that's going to keep you on track. So love it. Talia says, I met you all on here by chance a few weeks ago. I've been with you every day since, feeling inspired by Coach and you all. So thank you. Hey, we're inspired by you as well, Talia. Every one of you that shows up here is inspirational, right? This is a team effort. And, without each other, we're only as strong as ourselves. And, even myself, who is here chatting with you every morning, if you guys weren't here, this would not be as easy. Who knows if we'd still be doing this. So I appreciate that you get value out of this, but at the same time, you're here for me. So thank you guys very much. Jody says, Talia, great to see you every morning. Talia, thank you, Jody. Right back at you. Jabe says, Coach Adam, are you done or not? I am done. We're done exercise for today. And we are done talking about our most important work. So let's talk about tomorrow. Maple wants to play with you. You think? You think? Yeah, that's all she wants to do. She's a little doggy. All right, so tomorrow we have got, let's see. AMRAP for Jody on Wednesday. Ring dips, single arm kettlebell swings. Stop it. Don't worry if you don't have rings. Don't worry if you don't have kettlebells. Don't worry. And then we've got, we're changing your format, Jody. We got 5x5 deadlift. So not a 7x3. We're going to go every 2 minutes for 5 sets with just a traditional deadlift tomorrow. So good intensity and then some strength work afterwards. Should be an awesome session. Let's see. Exactly 100% here for you and everyone. Thanks, Talia. Job says, set a goal and tell someone that goal. Ooh, good point. Good point, Job. If you don't tell anybody, it's easy to quit and nobody will know. Great point. Yes, tell people about your goals. I mean, in the end, it's up to you, but we care so much about what other people think that if you tell someone your goal, you are so much more likely to stay with it because they're going to hold you accountable. And that's what this is, right? This is accountability. This group we have together, when somebody doesn't show up, maybe I shouldn't say it on the video, but I'm saying, hey, where are you? What you sleeping in? Where you at? So accountability is massive. Job, you're all over it this morning. Killing it. Jody says 5x5 is good. Looking forward to it. Awesome. Talia says, love Miss Maple too. Here, let's get a little. Do you want to come say hi, Maple, before we go? Okay. There we are. You want to say goodbye, Maple? All right, team. You guys are fantastic. I love you guys. Oh, my God. Okay, she doesn't like being held. James, I have a dog too. No way. James, get your dog in your videos. I want to see that dog. All right, team. We're getting long-winded here. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day and it's productive and you get your most important work on your goals done. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. A dog named Bobby. That's awesome, James. Love it. All right, team. You guys are fantastic. Have yourselves a great day. Love you. See you tomorrow. Peace.